लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा स्वामी की जय, राधा गोविंद की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. Reading from Srila Prabhupada's Leela as it is. Interviewer. He had wandered across the sea upon the order issued to him by his guru, who told him he should prepare to go to America to teach the principles taught in Bhagavad Gita and to translate the 60 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam into English. Now, are you a guru? Prabhupada. Yes, I am the spiritual master of this institution, and all the members of the society, they are supposed to be my disciples. They follow the rules and regulations which I ask them to follow, and they are initiated by me spiritually. So therefore the spiritual master is called Guru. That is Sanskrit language. Interviewer. Guru means teacher. Prabhupada. Guru means not exactly teacher. Guru, the word means heavy. Heavy. So Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtapraye Shabadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24 and Text 35. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Pramanam Satya Laukike Pramanam Satya Laukike Atha Ajani Maya Tubhyam Atha Ajani Maya Tubhyam Yat Avocham Rutam Mune Yad Avocham Rutam Mune. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Pramanam Satya Laukike Atha Jani Maya Tubhyam Yadhavocham Rutam Mune. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Maya, by me, Proktam, spoken, he, in fact, Lokasya, for the people, pramanam, authority, satya, spoken in scripture, laukike, and in ordinary speech, atha, therefore, ajani, there was birth, baya, by me, tubhyam, to you, yat, that which, avocham, I said, rutam, true, mune, O sage. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: The Personality of Godhead Kapila said, whatever I speak, whether directly or in the scriptures, is authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. O Muni, because I told you before that I would become your son, I have descended to fulfill this truth. Please repeat. The Personality of Godhead Kapila said, whatever I speak, whether directly or in the scriptures, is authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. O Muni, because I told you before that I would become your son, I have descended to fulfill this truth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kardama Muni was to leave his family life to completely engage in the service of the Lord. But since he knew that the Lord himself as Kapila had taken birth in his home as his own son, why was he preparing to leave home to search out self-realization or God realization? God himself was present in his home. Why should he leave home? Such a question may certainly arise. But here it is said that whatever is spoken in the Vedas or whatever is practiced in accordance with the injunctions of the Vedas is to be accepted as authoritative in society. Vedic authority says that a householder must leave home after his 50th year. Panchasodhvam vanam vraje, one must leave his family life and enter the forest after the age of 50. This is an authoritative statement of the Vedas based on the division of social life into 4 departments of activity: brahmacharya, gruhastha, vanaprastha and sannyas. Kardama Muni practiced yoga very rigidly as a brahmachari before his marriage, and he became so powerful and attained so much mystic power that his father Brahma ordered him to marry and beget children as a householder. Kardama Muni did that also. He begot 9 good daughters and 1 son Kapila Muni, and thus his householder duty was also performed nicely, and now his duty was to leave. Even though he had the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, he had to respect the authority of the Vedas. This is a very important lesson. Even if one has God in his home as his son, one should still follow the Vedic injunctions. It is stated, Mahajana yanagata sapanta, one should traverse the path which is followed by great personalities. Kardama Muni's example is very instructive, for in spite of having the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, he left home just to obey the authority of the Vedic injunction. Kardama Muni states here the main purpose of his leaving home. While traveling all over the world as a mendicant, he would always remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart and therefore be freed from all the anxieties of material existence. In this age, the age of Kali Yuga, sannyas is prohibited because persons in this age are all Shudras and cannot follow the rules and regulations of sannyas life. It is very commonly found that so-called sannyasis are addicted to nonsense, even to having private relationships with women. This is the abominable situation in this age. Although they dress themselves as sannyasis, they still cannot free themselves from the 4 principles of sinful life, namely illicit sex life, meat eating, intoxication and gambling. Since they are not freed from these four principles, they are cheating the public by posing as swamis. In Kali Yuga, the injunction is that no one should accept sannyas. Of course, those who actually follow the rules and regulations must take sannyas. Generally, however, people are unable to accept sannyas life, and therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed, Kalau nastiva 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 gataranyada. In this age there is no other alternative, no other alternative, no other alternative than to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The main purpose of sannyas life is to be in constant companionship with the Supreme Lord, either by thinking of Him within his heart or hearing Him through oral reception. In this age, hearing is more important than thinking because one's thinking may be disturbed by mental agitation. But if one concentrates on hearing, he will be forced to associate with the sound vibration of Krishna. Krishna and the sound vibration Krishna are non-different. So if one loudly vibrates Hare Krishna, he will be able to think of Krishna immediately. This process of chanting is the best process of self-realization in this age. Therefore Lord Chaitanya preached it so nicely for the benefit of all humanity. Yasansta Bhaktivedanta Parvato Madhyanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Pracharine Adi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Many times people ask this question, that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he demands surrender, complete surrender in his final instruction. Every living entity should surrender to Krishna. And then he assures that he will take care of that living entity and also ensure that he is completely freed from all the sinful reactions so that he can be delivered. So Krishna, he has very mercifully reveals this essential instruction in Bhagavad Gita, which is complete surrender to Krishna, lotus feet of the Lord. In each and every chapter, this surrender is emphasized, but Krishna makes it very evident in his final instruction. So, as soon as one surrenders to Krishna, Krishna says that he will take care. Ramachandra also, he assures, even if once Sakrudeva Prapannoyam, my Lord, I am surrendering unto you, from today onwards I am yours. If somebody prays to him like that, I am yours from today onwards. Actually I am yours only, but I forgotten. But today I have realized that I belong to you, so I surrender unto you completely. Then immediately Lord takes charge of that devotee. So after saying that, yes, my Lord, I am yours, I surrender unto you, so Lord takes care of me, then why should I follow so many rules and regulations? He already said he will take care of me. Again you are saying you follow this rule and that rule, four regulative principles, a big list of things you are giving. You said you surrendered to Krishna and everything is done. He will take care of you. So Prabhupada is explaining here that how even if you surrender to God, or you may even have God as your son, still you should follow the Vedic injunctions. Here Kardama Muni is having the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, in the form of Kapila, as his own son, and is offering praise to the sun, and then he is planning to leave the home in search of remembering God. God is there already as the sun, and he can render innumerable services to the Lord, because after all the Lord has appeared as son. So as father, naturally, automatically he has to render a lot of services. This is the mood of Vaishnavism. We don't want to accept God as father, we want to accept God as son, so that you can render service. Father means father has to render service to you. Many religions, they try to squeeze out a lot of service from God. They'll try to ask, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. But here we treat the deities also as minors. They're like children, and then you have to serve them. If you don't put kirita, he will be like this only with the kirita. Hare, Supreme Personality of God had done. Why? No, you have to do that. That is your service. So Krishna is present as the son of Kardama Muni. Very interesting behavior. Kardama Muni is leaving home. He is offering praise to the Lord. My Lord, you are the Supreme Lord, you appeared here, and you appear for the auspiciousness of the world. And now in this verse we are seeing the Lord is responding to the prayers of Kardama Muni. But Prabhupada is pointing it out in the first paragraph, the unusual behavior of Kardama Muni. He wants to leave home, go to forest, so that he can think of Krishna 24 hours. Then the question is, already the Lord is there. Jai Radha Govinda. You can think 24 hours. There is no need of thinking. He is there directly. You can go on watching him, have darshan, serve him. So much you can do. Why is he leaving the house? So Prabhupada is saying, you may have God also as your son, but still you have to follow the Vedic authority. You have to follow the Vedic authority. Why is it that we have to follow Vedic authority? I already surrendered to God. In fact, God is Krishna, Kapila is my son. Then why should I follow the Vedic authority? Because if you really surrendered to Krishna, then you should surrender to what Krishna has already given to you, and that is the Vedic wisdom. If you love Krishna, then you have to love the Vedas, the scriptures, in all its forms. Vedas or anything derived from Vedas becomes authoritative in the society. That's what here Kapila Muni is saying, that he is saying, Maya proktam hi lokasya pramanam satya laukike. Whatever I speak, that becomes the evidence, it becomes pramana, authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. Actually, you look at the language of God. In these slokas, You can see how when the Supreme Personality has to speak, you look at his language. Maya proktam ilokasya pramanam satyalokake. It becomes authoritative for the entire world. Whatever I speak, either directly or through the scriptures or in the scriptures, it becomes authoritative in all respects. And then he says, Athajani mayam tubhya yadavocham rutam mune. And then I told you before that I will become your son. I have descended to fulfill this truth. Because whatever Krishna speaks, that is truth. That is the truth, and not ordinary truth, that is called absolute truth. Whatever Krishna speaks is absolute truth. Whatever he does is absolute truth. And whatever way he looks, his appearances, that's absolute truth. Everything about Krishna is absolute truth. He is Param Satyam Dhimahi. He is the Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead. So he is clearly mentioning that the Vedic authority is given by him. That's why Vedas are known as Apaurusheya. Vedas are not created by Brahma, Lord Brahma. Vedas are not spoken by Lord Brahma first. They were actually given to Brahma by Apaurusheya. Someone who is beyond this human society, that is Krishna. Krishna is not a human being, he is Apaurusheya. He is beyond anything that is created in this universe. He is not a created being. The way we are all created beings, Krishna is not a created being. He is Apaurusheya. And when he speaks, that's everything is absolute truth. Absolute truth means that exists always. That exists always. No one can destroy that. For example, the Vedas, they describe that how there are 4 divisions in this entire universe. There are intelligent class of people, there are administrative management people, and there are people who are interested in business, trade, money, all that. And there are simple-minded people who are just help the other sections of the society. These 4 categories are always existing in this universe because it is created by God. Only when God destroys this universe, yes, that is not there, but that the concept or the principle of Varnashrama always exists. It is Sanatana Dharma, means this Varnashrama. So, Kardama Muni is trained up in Varnashrama. As a brahmachari, he did innumerable austerities. Brahmachari life is meant for austerity. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandhanto Guror Hitam. He simply works for the Hitam, benefit of Guru. This is Brahmachari. Whatever he does, whatever he collects, whatever he accumulates in the day, it's all belongs to Guru and it is for Guru or Hitam, meant for the spiritual master. Then he renders services like a Nichavat, like a menial servant. Nicha means very low. So as a very low menial servant, he renders services to Guru. The spiritual master, he always remains eternally grateful to the spiritual master that I got this opportunity to serve Krishna, to serve my spiritual master. By his mercy only, he remains grateful, whatever may be the service. Because all the services are done as a menial servant only. You may be doing big administration, or you may be collecting big money, Are you building some big things? Still you are a menial servant of Guru. This is the mood of the disciple. He has to live like a menial servant. This is the meaning of pranipata. A blank slate. Pranipata means, I have no blank slate. I don't know anything, so I have to hear from my spiritual master. This is the mood of a proper disciple. Whenever he comes to Bhagavatam class, first erase everything in your brain, then sit there like a blank slate. And then focus on what is being told. Particularly when the spiritual master is speaking, we should not pause, okay, this sentence I already know, this shloka I already know, so I can just get into a quick sleep. Quickly, I can take one 2-minute nap and then get up again. This is not spiritual hearing. Prabhupada says, I became very dear to my spiritual master because I was always eager to listen to him. Prabhupada is giving the secret to a success in spiritual life. If you are eager, careful and attentive to hearing the class, then you become very quickly dear to the spiritual master. Such a disciple can perform big services also, but then the fundamental criteria is that he is very attentive when the spiritual master is speaking. Why? Because every word that the spiritual master speaks or Krishna speaks, that is absolute truth. Authoritative for the people of the world. Whatever Guru says, that is authoritative not only to the disciples, to the entire world. Guru means he is not Guru to one particular institution. He is the Guru of the entire universe. Here it is mentioned, Pramanam Satya Lokike Lokasya. In the entire world, entire existence, he is the spiritual master. And everybody obeys him. In the entire world, everyone will obey him. Some obey knowingly and some obey unknowingly, that's all. But everybody has to obey. For example, Prabhupada says, by nature you are a servant. Servant of Krishna. You are a servant. Everybody is a servant. They have to obey. Everybody is serving. But some are serving with knowledge and some are serving without knowledge. See, that's why without knowledge? Because it is mentioned in the Shastra that it is mentioned here, Maya Mugdha Jeever Nahi Swata Krishna Jnan Jeever Kripaya Kaila Krishna Veda Praman Veda Puran. The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort, but out of causeless mercy, Lord Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and it supplements the Puranas. So, in this world, it is said that Yaya Sammohito Jiva Atmanam Trigunatmakam. Everybody thinks that I am a product of this world. Everybody thinks. And thinking that I am this product of this world, something which is created in this world, he continuously serves this world. He continuously serves this energy. Go on serving without understanding that he has a higher status of life. Without understanding that, my identity is not belonging to, I am not a product of this world. If somebody, so this jnana, that I am a spirit soul and there is supreme spirit, super soul, and then I am servant of that Supreme Lord. This is impossible to realize swataha, on his own effort. By a jiva, by his own effort, he can never reach to this conclusion. Because we see so many people writing books. Recently there is a book fair in Hyderabad. Thousands and thousands of people went there to purchase books. All kinds of books are available. Excepting Prabhupada books, you take any book and see, you will not see that they will say, you are Krishna's servant. Nobody will say that. They will say, their own imaginations, mental imaginations. Swataha Krishna Jnana is not easy. On their own effort, they can never come to the level of Krishna Jnana. For us, because we have come in touch with Prabhupada, this statement that I am an eternal servant of Krishna has become very ordinary. It has become very, very ordinary. But actually, to live like a servant of Krishna throughout the day, that is the challenge. Are we really thinking, acting and speaking as servant of Krishna? This is not an ordinary thing. And so that's why Krishna, he appears in the form of scriptures. He also appears in the form of the spiritual master. That is his external manifestations. Internally, he acts as Chaitya Guru, but he also comes in the form of scriptures and spiritual master. Then the spiritual master, he gives the essence of the scriptures. Because if you approach Vedas, it appears to be multi-branched. There are so many spiritual things are there in the Vedas, and then one can get distracted. And sometimes if the Guru is not belonging to a parampara, he may focus on some Vedic path which is partial in nature. So that's why one has to approach a bona fide spiritual master. And here it is mentioned here, Mahajana Yenagata Sapanta. One has to follow the path as shown by Mahajanas. The other day we were discussing about some construction. In the temple, there is a little more extension, some construction. So generally you try to get some kind of an Vastu consultant to see whether this is all okay or not. Actually for the temple, Vastu doesn't apply so much, but then we have to have some social, as part of the social responsibility you have to do things as per Vastu. And of course if something can help us in satisfying Krishna, why not? So also this verse is saying that Vastu is coming from Vedic wisdom, Vedic authority. So you may have Krishna with you, but then still you have to follow the Vedic authority as much as possible. Actually, devotees, they should not think, now that I surrendered to Krishna, so I need not have to follow anything else. I need not have to respect anybody else. That is not the meaning. We are not rejecting Vedic authority, we are not rejecting any of those. But then what to follow? That you cannot figure out. What is my next step? That you cannot figure out. That has to come from the bona fide spiritual master, because it's so vast, the Vedic wisdom, its branches, it's a wonderful knowledge that has been revealed. And the whole Vedic wisdom is trying to bring the living entity to this level, Krishna Jnana. That's why Krishna has given Veda Puran. He has given the Vedas and the Puranas also. So here Kaddam Muni is trying to leave his house to practice Vanaprastha sannyas. And Prabhupada is explaining that in this Kali Yuga, sannyas is forbidden. There are 5 things which are forbidden in the Kali Yuga. And one of the things is this sannyas. And Prabhupada is saying, why is that? He is saying sannyas is prohibited because most of the people in this age are addicted to sinful activities. The 4 pillars of the sinful activities, here it is mentioned: illicit sex life, meat eating, intoxication and gambling. These are the pillars. And as long as one is addicted to all these things, he can never take up sannyas. Sannyas means he has to be free from these 4. And since most of the population will not be able to follow this, that's why sannyas is forbidden. Otherwise, in the previous ages, as taking sannyas is a very normal course. Remain brahmachari up to 25 years, then grihastha life for another 25 years, vanaprastha for next 25 years, and finally sannyas, the final 25 years. But now those things are not possible for most of the people. So should we reject then Vedas, this Vedic authority that you have to do all these things, sannyas, and be away from family life? Panchaswadhvam vanam gache. Here we see Kaddam Muni is actually going out of the house because to follow this Vedic authority. Although God is there in his own house. So now what about us? So that's why, because this Chaturvarnyam Maya Shushtam, it is not possible to be followed in its true Vedic form, Mahaprabhu has introduced. Kalo nastiva 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 gatiranyada. There is no other way, no other alternative than to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. When we are chanting, there is a vibration in the ears. There is the vibration is touching the ears, your eardrum, and you can see the vibration. That vibration is Krishna. So the living entity can directly touch Krishna just by receiving this vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that as you carefully, great respect, with devotion, you receive that Lord who has appeared as vibration, sound vibration, and that is a perfect association for this age, association of the Supreme Lord in this age. Actually, there are 2 ways. One is in the mind or in the heart, you can think of his form, or you can associate his sound incarnation. This is Archa incarnation, this is sound incarnation. And thinking of any of these forms is same. You are directly associating with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. But then, here Prabhupada mentions interestingly, hearing is more important than thinking, because one's thinking may be disturbed by mental agitation. But if you concentrate on hearing, then you are directly associating with the Lord who has kindly appeared in the form of holy name. So in this age, visual thinking, thinking in the mind or in the heart is all not easy. Minds are continuously disturbed and agitated. Bhagavatam says it is bahubaram, a very, very difficult task to, in the mind, to think of Krishna. So that kind of a yogic method is not easy. What is easy is simply vibrate your tongue and invoke the Supreme Lord, God's incarnation, sound incarnation, and give nice oral reception. One has to learn the science of hearing in the class, while chanting, or in our personal study. We should know this art of hearing. If this oral reception is not there, the deep realization will not occur. It is said in the beginning canto, in the first canto, that when Shukadeva Goswami was speaking, Suta Goswami, he heard Bhagavatam in such a way that he actually drank Bhagavatam through his ears. Generally we drink ordinary things through the mouth, but there is one more drinking, and that is through the ears. And this drinking is not some pani. It is Srimad Bhagavatam, it is holy name, that hearing. He was so eagerly hearing, he just drank it. And Prabhupada explains, one cannot be, will not be able to give full attention and eagerly hear unless his mind is pure. And mind is pure only when all the eating, sleeping, mating and defending is pure. See, one can see how these rules and regulations are important. If we follow these rules and regulations, then our hearing becomes very nice. Conversely, simply start hearing nicely, then all the rules and regulations and everything will be followed automatically. As you develop interest in hearing more and more nicely, attentively, to associate with Krishna, you have that eagerness, then automatically following of any rules and regulations will become automatic, secondary. So that's the power of this chanting and hearing. Everyday sadhana is an opportunity. And during sadhana, the kind of habits you develop while hearing, they will continue to haunt you, or they continue to assist you. This is the secret. Sadhana is meant to develop nice, wonderful, godly habits, Krishna conscious habits, and that will help the devotee to come to spontaneous platform. But if we are not eager to develop such wonderful qualities, devotional qualities, and so we will, our progress will not be so swift. So that's why whatever is the anga, sadhana anga, that we are, that means it could be mangalarati, it could be japa, it could be anything. Give your full attention to whatever is happening at the time. During the class, focus fully on class. During japa, focus fully on japa. This is the training. And in every anga, we are distracted and we are thinking of something else. That day by day, you are only cultivating more and more distraction. And of course, your sadhana will have an impact, although it is an offensive stage. It will have an impact, but it is slow, very slow. So give your full attention to whatever is the current anga, sadhana anga that is active, going on. Completely immerse yourself in that. And that will be a wonderful sadhana for the devotee. Any questions? Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki